why is it essential for you to have a brand management?
Are you going to speak?
He's sipping the prawn.
It's very cool.
Okay, so I'll say, the brand management, to have a good brand, how to build up a good brand is very important, because everybody aims to have a good life, good business, whatever you want to do. But I'll say that to have a good brand, you need to have 4 things. The first is to have a vision, a purpose. Okay, I'm going to launch this brand. This is my vision. This is the purpose which the brand is going to fulfill. Second is the willpower. You need to have that, all the resources. At the same time, a willpower, or I should be able to continue this for a longer period of time, because brands are not made overnight, right? You need to be consistent with your efforts, with your vision, and strategies for over the period of months and years. So second is, I'll say, is the willpower. Third is something a little different I would like to touch upon, is the intuition. Intuition is having the right thought at the right time. And if you really see you have the right thought at the right time, and you're the right person at the right time, this is how you're able to grow very fast, right? And yeah.
All right, and you've given us the different points, and brand management, of course, comes hand in hand with entrepreneurship. If you don't fix yourself when it comes to brand management, as an entrepreneur, you tend to, not fail is the wrong word, but you tend to not reach your goals as fast and as fast as possible, because it's a struggle. It is a struggle. Now, where do these two meet up, and maybe you can tell us how the challenges, how entrepreneurship is affected due to brand management, because it's spoken of intuition, it's spoken of discipline, I think, but consistency. Yeah. They sound very simple, but these are things that are very, very hard to maintain. So from where you sit, where do these two clash?
I think one of the most important things that we forget about when we are planning a future for ourselves is that the wellness of our mind. It's very easy to have ideas. Ideas come quite easily. You see something, you see a gap somewhere, and you say, I can fill that gap. But to create that skill within you to maintain, to start something is easy. The difficult part is to maintain it through the time that you're running it. So what do you need to have, like you have the long distance runner, the person who can stay with that momentum right throughout. That depends on your mindset. And that can only happen if you are somebody who can hold your vision, but not be feverish about it. And if you see today's entrepreneurs, if you see today's visionaries, the people who have achieved something in their life, there's one thing they do, they've all started to do. I was reading an article in which it was saying that all the achievers in the world today, they take time to sit back and shut their mind. What people call meditation, somebody else calls it, many different names, but they don't let their mind run constantly, because the power comes when you have few thoughts that have an impact. And I think Nitin ji here is a good person to talk about that, because that's what has been, he's building in Africa. He's done it in Nigeria, and he's had the experience of what impact it has had.
All right. So Mutin, just tell us about that focus that Dharma is talking about.
When I was telling you, I mentioned about four points. I forgot to mention the fourth point. What she said is the dynamism in the actions, but at the same time, the peace in the mind also. When your mind is relaxed, then you're able to see much more things. Like even if I tell you, can you just be relaxed and look at around things, what can you see? Maybe now you're only able to see few things. The moment your awareness increases, you're able to see a lot many things around you.
How does a relaxed feeling feel like?
It's very simple, like, You just have to sit for some time, you have to take out for some time, and just shut your mind for some time. Because the mind is something which is keeps on going all the time. It's full of thoughts. And if you really see, you are not the one who's controlling the thoughts. I mean, you don't choose, let this thought come to me or that this thought not come to me. So once you relax for some time, then you will see that the thought process is going a little bit slow down. And maybe it can be a stage for some time there is no thought as well, which is called the meditation.
Okay. Which is
once you have,
I can add on that from the perspective of an entrepreneur. For a business to reach its 100% level, there are actually 4 processes that the business has to undergo. There is the preparation stage, there's the incubation stage, there's the illumination stage, and now there's the implementation stage.
Yes.
Now the incubation stage is actually the most crucial stage of any business. Now this is the time that you see most entrepreneurs, engaging in long drives, long showers, or just, going for a hike, just trying to exhale the negative energy, that is surrounding them, and, inhaling the positive energy. Now this stage allows, or rather it requires, a mental detachment where the conscious mind is able to relate to the unconscious mind, and that's where you can have the out of blue, solution, because there's so many information that the mind is processing at a time, and it requires some level of sanity or some level of meditation for you to actually understand the whole dynamics that are happening all around. And I think that all boils down to the wellness of the mind. You have to be in a particular state of mind for you to address certain issues of life, especially in business, because business is not a walk, in the park. It's actually, it's not for the faint-hearted.
It's not.
Yeah, so you really need to have a very positive state of mind, and I think what Knitting is trying to say is the wellness of the mind is very crucial, particularly in this stage. Yes.
Normally, people hardly ever look at that side of, or look at business in that perspective. When you mention business, you immediately, someone thinks of finances.
Yeah.
You're thinking of your capital, you're thinking of your space, the premises, you're thinking of trying to buy the equipment. But speaking to you guys now helps one understand how crucial the mind is when it comes to matters business.
Yeah.
And I think even Nelson Mandela once said, of his many quotes, is that a good head and a good mind make a formidable combination. And I think the journey of an entrepreneur is very much shaped around the identity you have as yourself, that inner drive that you keep on encouraging yourself, telling yourself, you know what, I'm going to make it. You see, you shape your entrepreneurship agenda around three key things: people, passion, profit. But most people start from the profit perspective. They forget that you need to have that individual passion, you need to have that individual drive, and you need to curate your solution around people. So I think for me that entrepreneurship should not be just that solution that you look at how much money am I making, but you look at building the ecosystem around you so that you're able to have more impact. And that impact can only be realized when you start building from within. You have to build your internal capacity for you to deliver solutions to the masses. So I think perhaps what they're talking about is really the core aspects, the inner things that go in the mind of an entrepreneur as you're building your brand, as you're building yourself up. The inner struggles, the inner journeys, those are the things that actually shape an entrepreneur. The successes that we see on TV and everything is just a very, very tiny bit of what really goes in the backside of entrepreneurship. Yeah.